Everybody doing? Everybody all right? Thanks for coming out. Biggest influence in my life was my grandma. There was a time when she was going through a battle with cancer, and besides the fact that she had already established to be a good, strong foundation for me, when she got the news that she was maybe about 3 to 6 months from going home, she just took it in stride. She never wavered. She never looked to the left. She never looked to the right. She pretty much was still a rock for our family. And I get a lot of who I am from her. She was the biggest influence in my life. The biggest impact would have to be my relationship or lack of relationship with my father. And due to those two things, it has created the person that I am today. My biggest influence and my biggest impact, you could look at it as a negative, that impact my father had on me, or you could look at how I carry things down and turn it into a positive. I started coaching. I always knew I wanted to coach, but I started coaching because I didn't want to leave the upbringing of my sons into somebody's hands that just was not equipped up to my standard. And I didn't want them to learn the game from just anybody. And so I started coaching because I wanted to make sure that my kids would be well equipped in this game that I love. And fortunately, because I wasn't able to coach my youngest son, Coach Leffin came along, and I felt that he like to sleep easy. I didn't have to try to coach 2 teams. That's why I started. But the reality, though, is that once I got into it, what I realized is that what I really want to do is I want to impact lives. I want to impact lives both academically and athletically. And I think I've been trying to do that. And I think that's something that has been with me since even my college days. And as you'll see from our speaker today, this young man can attest to that. You're going to go through some tough times. You're going to fall. Life is going to bring some challenges to you. There'll always be those that will extend their hand and help you up. And those are the people who will always be there for you. I call them friends. But just as you have friends that will reach down and help you up, you want to have some people that appear to be friends that will reach down and try to push you back down and keep you down. And despite all of that, despite the folks that would rather see your demise and people that would rather see you do not so good, you still can rise above that. And I've seen that in him. I first met him at Virginia State University. I can't remember if I was a sophomore or a junior. We were teammates on the football field. And the thing about him that stood out with me the most is that, in life you're going to come across these losses, but you're not defined by your losses. You're not defined by the things that happen to you, the trials that you go through, the tribulations. You're defined by how you respond to those things. How do you allow those things to shape you, to mold you? Do you cower in the corner? Do you run and hide? Or do you stand up tall and you embrace what it is that God has put before you? So what I've noticed with him is that, with Latoro, is that, even though he's had to experience these things and, he's experienced these sufferings, he's been able to persevere. And he's persevered to the point where he may have at one point looked up to me, but without a shadow of doubt, I'm definitely looking up to him now. And I think without a doubt he's the epitome of strength and character. So I give you your keynote speaker today. my good friend, my teammate from Virginia State University, Dr. Latoro Yates.